Hello everyone. So in this part of the video, I like to walk you guys through on how to add tabs in our Bootstrap website. So as you know, tabs are basically a way where we switch between content just by clicking on it. For example, like this particular component right here, where we're able to select home and we're able to have this particular content, and when we select profile, we're able to have the second content that's placed within this content right here. So basically we wanted to show a particular content that only at one time, only when we click on it. So that's the basic idea of what does tabs are. And the most basic way to add a tab is basically we can actually either by having UL and LI, and we can place a button right here, and where we're able to have all the UL and LI list of buttons to be placed right here on the top, and at the bottom where we place the content like just like this right here. And you can actually just start making use of this in our code, but in this particular website we won't be able to make use of tabs because it is no longer suitable for any of the sections. So what we can do, we can just make a new file, and that file I can just place this particular boilerplate where I'll be able to have the headers and the script at the bottom, and just need to be having an empty body like this. And of course in this particular body as well, I have to place the section, and right in this section I can actually place a class for having the adding the padding. So I want to give padding y of 5 like this. And next thing is that I like to add that particular tabs which is right here. Just like first of all I like to go with the buttons first. This is the list of buttons that we are going to be placing at the top right here. So as you can see here, what does it happen to have is that we are able to have the UL and LI, and the button is actually placed within that particular LI tag. So as you can see, there's 3 buttons, and you'll be having the class name for UL to be nav followed by nav-tabs, and of course whatever you are placing inside that particular nav-tabs, you need to be having nav-items like this. So as you can see, the item will be placed inside this particular horizontal direction. So let's actually make a copy of this. And before we paste inside this particular section, let's actually create a container. And of course, we're going to be having heading this class name for this particular div, where we'll be saying container -lg like this. And inside here is where we'll be placing the tabs buttons first. In this case, it's going to be like this. So when we look at our website, you'll be able to find something like this. There's only 3 tabs right here with 3 separate buttons, and by default it always selects the first one, which is the home in this case. So now let's actually add the content right here. So when we actually just make a copy of this right in the bottom right here, and this, as you can see, the content, this is how the code for how to place the content inside this particular buttons when we click on them is where we need to having the class name for called tab content. And then whatever when we place inside here, it should be having tab-pane followed by fade. And in this case, we wanted to show the first one to be the default content, so we just say show active, and the rest is all actually the same as the one in the following ones. So of course we happen to have role-tab panel area labeled by home tab like this, and of course we can place the content right here. In this case the content is just 3 dots, so we can just make a copy of this first, and we can just place right below this UL component right here. We just place it right here. And of course when you go to our code, we're able to find this particular 3 dots. Let me just zoom in a bit. As you can see, there's 3 dots right here, and you can just go between these 3 dots. I like to label them properly so that we can actually see what are the 3 dots right here. And the first 3 dots are going to be placing the first content. The second is going to be called second content, and the third is going to be just be saying third content like this. And we look at our website, we're able to have this particular 3 content to be appearing only when we click on them. And besides that, we can also have like a different style of tabs where we place buttons like this, by the way, but in this case it's going to be called pills. Just by having nav-pills, you'll be able to have this particular button to be replacing the line like this. In this case, the only thing different that it makes is that this one will be having buttons with no lines, and this is a bit more different because you are able to using UL and LI. Only thing that's different is nav-pills. So let's actually make use of this just by having this particular nav.pills to be changed. And as you can see right here, all you just need to make a copy of nav-pills, and here we can just replace nav-tabs with nav-pills like here, and there you go. Right in our content right here, we are able to make use of buttons, and instead of just using this particular previous lines, we are able to have like a filled button where we are able to click on it right here. And those are the two main ways where we're able to make use of tabs. And besides that, we also happen to have this vertical tabs where we're able to move them from the buttons that are placed from the top to the bottom right here. All you have to do is just be placing D flags, align items, start, and this is by doing that you're able to have these particular buttons to be aligned to vertically. And those are the basic idea of how you're able to make use of tabs. And yeah, that's the end of this particular course, and thanks for watching this particular entire video and of course the entire course as well. So, and I hope you are able to make use of all of this knowledge that you've gathered from watching all of these videos and from my lessons that I've actually shared, and you're able to make use of this particular lessons in your web development as well. So thanks for watching the entire video and keep supporting.